Hello, friends. Welcome to another episode of Finance to CFO. And today we have Mr. Ravi Kumar Changia with us. He started his career in Rajeshriya and then he was a partner at RKC. Then he joined Trump India Private Limited and very soon he became the CFO at Trump India, and then he was at B&R Industrial, and currently he's regional head finance for Asia Pacific for a MNC company Multiving. So welcome Ravi, thanks for giving us time.
Thank you. Thank you, Amit.
So to start with Ravi, why did you decide to have a career in finance? Why finance?
Okay. Firstly, let me give you a little bit introduction about myself. Uh, I'm born and brought up in a small town called Kalimpong, which is very near to Sikkim, which is in the border of West Bengal. But I belong to an Agarwal family, so my whole of my family is into business. So finance comes from that itself to say that okay, we are from a family where finance is inborn with us. And that's how, when I was in class 12, I said, oh, 11, 12, and I started, I said, okay, let me join commerce and then pursue chartered accountancy and built a career in finance. So it was self-inclined me to say that, okay, let's go with finance. To go into this profession of finance, take first being commerce graduate and then taking up CA. And then I also have done my law graduation from Delhi University. But this was fully inspired to me by my first mentor, who was also my principal in Rajeshri and Associate.
Very nice. So see, for our viewers, I would like to highlight that in India there are only around 3 lakh CAs. So
Mhm.
people do not know that how difficult it is to become a CA. And I mean, I think 3 lakh MBAs come out every year. I don't know if more than 3 lakh come out every year, but all over India, total number of CAs is only 3 lakh. So that is how difficult it is to be a CA. My brother and my niece, both of them are CA, so I know how much hard work it takes. So that ability to work hard, because it requires a lot of hard work to become a CA, because you have to do clear so many exams which are very tough, and I think 2 3 years you have to just be at it. So was this ability to do hard work, is this your biggest secret of success? Or what are the other secrets of success? Why am I asking this, Ravi? Is because only 0.5% people they reach the CXO level. And you are a regional head Asia Pacific in a multinational company, and you became a CFO two jobs back, you know. So what have been your secrets of success?
Uh, Here, I would say for me, the secret of success has been the hard work. So as we start, I totally agree with you. A CA is not a easy profession to qualify to, and it teaches a lot. It teaches you to be consistent. It teaches you to be hardworking. It teaches you to be very detailing. It teaches you to be practical. And other than the bookish knowledge, what we definitely gain through our professional journey. So that CA journey itself has taught me a lot, especially my articleship, because there the best part of CA profession is that you are under a chartered accountant who is a very qualified person who teaches you a lot, and there you have lot many things to learn in this case. And here I would state one example, like my first day in office, I was there and I didn't know anything as an article. And then first half I was literally moving around here and there. Then my principal said, "Oh, now it's a lunchtime. Ravi, go and get a packet of curd for us." I said, "Okay." Here is the money. I said, "Okay, let me go and get it." I went to the nearby shop, bought it. Then my principal asked me a few questions. He asked me, "What did you do?" I said, "I went there. I gave him money. I asked him a bucket of curd, and I took it." Then he said, "You failed." I said, "No, I bought a curd. How I failed?" "You didn't behave like a CA," he said. You didn't ask me what the quantity is required. You didn't check what brand is required. When you bought it, you didn't see the manufacturing date of the curd. You didn't see what varieties were available. So that is what CA is all about. It's not about just you going, getting a curd and coming back. It's about getting in detail, getting the inside of it and knowing it. That's how you need to know. So that was my first lesson, which with which I started my journey. And I think over the period, that 3 years of my articleship had taught me a lot in terms of everything, how we utilize our time or how we be more smarter in doing things. I think that has all accumulated and helped me to be what I am today, actually.
Very nice. So, would you say that becoming a CA, the journey, because the theory and the practical both are going side by side, because you are doing articleship and you're also doing practical, you're also doing theory. So,
Mhm.
which is rare in most of the other courses that people do. It's only
Yeah.
usually theory, and then once they pass out, it's then they start applying. So, in your
Yeah.
case, becoming a CA is different.
Yes. So it's like uh, you become a doctor. So when a doctor is there, when they do MBBS for 5 years, they just don't study. They also treat the patient. So
Correct.
that makes them a doctor. That's similarly for a chartered accountant. I think being a chartered accountant from for day one, when they start the articleship, makes them the right chartered accountant after 3 years of articleship and qualifying an examination.
Okay, and like you said, that it again depends upon the kind of senior that you have, the principal or the mentor, because in case you get good guidance, then you become that much better doctor or that much better chartered accountant. So, how important are having good mentors in life, Ravi?
It's very important. See, it's very, very important. I was fortunate enough to get very good mentors in throughout my life. Firstly, in when I was doing my CA, and then when I stepped into my corporate life, my first boss was also is still my mentor. He guided me a lot. So mentor plays a very big, big role in every. I believe in everyone's role. So that mentor gives you a guidance, and it acts as a beacon to you to guide you to a right place to right way to approach in every matter. But I would also like to say one thing is self-determination is also very important.
Okay.
Like I give you one example. When I was in law college and studying in faculty of law, I could see that there was so many budding lawyers, and they have no background, family background of lawyers, but they have done well. But why? How they? Because of hard work. They even worked with Supreme Court lawyers, just like a peon.
Oh,
Say that, oh, say I will only carry your file, I will read your file, I will do only photocopy for you. But in that whole process, I will learn something. So it's also the determination and the hunger which one carries defines that okay how you shape yourself in future.
very nice.
Mentor will definitely help you, but it also needs to come within you to say that okay I want to do something and have a hunger to do something. Otherwise, it would not be a uh,
Correct.
like when we say we clap with both the hands. Okay, you have a good mentor, but if you don't have a hunger, it will not work in that case.
Correct. Like Sachin Tendulkar, he got training from Mr. Ramakant Achre, and he
Mhm.
also trained Vinod Kamli. So again, it depends upon your hunger, whether you, how long do you stay successful.
Yes,
Very
agree.
right. Okay. See, one other thing is, normally it is believed that becoming a CA is more into number crunching, and or becoming a finance joining a finance career is more into becoming a nerd, that you only have to punch in numbers and read the numbers. But see, currently, as I understand, a CFO's role is somebody who can, even if he or she enters a sales call, he would be able to find out, or he would be able to explain the cost implications in that call, or somebody who can go at the field, in the not the field, the shop floor, and in the manufacturing shop floor, look at how things are working out, and he would be able to give the cost implications. Similarly, CFO is a person who can walk into a board meeting and explain the financial implications of the discussion which is going on. So the role of a CFO is not only a CA who can just do the number crunching or getting into the details. It is also a role. It is also a role which now contributes to the business strategy. So some thoughts on that, Ravi.
Okay, I will maybe it's not. I attended one of the conferences and where I met a very senior leader, and I will just try to quote him. He said me that Ravi, when we talk about CFO and the numbers, these are basically expected or
Hygiene.
things which you should be having it.
Correct.
I think we should never not even talk about that. As a CFO, you should be doing the number crunch. That's, I think, basics of anything what you need have as a CFO or as a finance guy, you should be carrying. But what do you bring be on top of that? What is the plus what you bring in that matters. So now in a corporate world, everywhere it's not just about numbers because yeah, definitely numbers are there, but number tells very different stories, which we need to decode it and also match it with the business. So like today, if I'm getting some numbers, I really need to see, oh, what's going on across the globe, what these numbers mean to us. If the numbers are going down, yeah, that anyone can tell the numbers are going down. That's anyway a post-mortem. But what I can do to save my future is more important. And this is what is expected from a senior leaders in this case. That okay, what we can do, what we can show them. If even if it is a bad picture, spell it out. That's the whole expectations. That okay, fine, anything good or bad, let's spell it out. Be prepared for that and handle that in this case.
Would you like to give some example on how, as a CFO, your ability to look beyond the numbers, find out the
Mhm.
root cause of the problem, and then suggest a solution to the stakeholders, to the management? Would you like to give some example of that, Ravi?
Okay, I'll give you one
Not from the
one
current
example.
company. If you don't want to name the company,
Yeah,
give from an earlier
I-
company.
I'll say I just worked for one of the startups for 6 months, and there I had a privilege of working with very senior leader who has also been into starting up the SBI thing, SBI
Okay.
credit cards. So very senior guy from Mumbai, and I worked with him. So we were discussing with him, and I was the CFO there, and we were discussing with the additional fixed asset additions and adding number of. We had a call kind of a call center there, so adding number of people and seats into the centers, and we were all discussing. Okay, this much is the cost we would be there. So it's all numbers which were coming in. I just then it was like okay, we were discussing. Then I asked them a very simple question: why can't we do it in shifts?
Why can't we?
Do it in shifts.
Okay. Okay.
We are just doing one shift a day, but can't we do it two
Correct.
shifts a day?
Correct.
And see, the one question which I asked, and it just clicked me, changed the whole scenario of fixed asset investments, what we were doing, or the
Very nice.
expansion we were planning. So that whole question. So it's like, okay, being presence and applying your common knowledge, your common sense to it to say that, okay, fine, what fits in here, and then talk about it to make this whole thing sense in this case.
Very nice.
And and normally, when we in a general industry scenario, whenever we see people, whenever we meet anyone outside finance department, they would say finance is always into cost cutting.
Correct.
That's the general understanding. But I always explain them, no, not about cost cutting, it's about value creation. I think
Okay.
that's very very important. So as a CFO, when we do the number crunching, it's not about bringing the cost down, it's like bringing the value within on the table from that.
And
That's more important.
so in the cost in the shift example, because the fixed cost, the rental, the cost of the equipment, it would remain the same. But if you
Yes,
increase the shift, so then the total cost would come down because the more revenue can be generated using the same fixed cost.
yes. And
Right.
it was a startup which was selling more of these courses, the MBA courses, online courses. So we said, okay, fine. If we were starting at 9 in the morning and ending at 5 or 6 in the evening. I said, see, this time our customers are also busy at that time. They are all in the office. They are even don't want to talk to us. So normally people, when they leave office, they would talk to us. So it makes sense also to early start the our sessions early, maybe at 6 o'clock, where people would be ready to talk to us with a prior appointment, or talk to us beyond 6 o'clock when they are free from their office.
Very
So
nice.
it also makes business sense to say that, okay, during the day when you are in office, you will definitely not like to talk about having an additional MBA degree for yourself. You'll say, oh, I'm busy in those things. You will not be able to sell more also in this case. So
I understand.
creating a business sense into it was my job in that.
So how can a young young finance professional, how can he or she get or generate this business sense, which they can apply in their finance job? How do they get this business sense?
I would say, please get your hands dirty.
Okay.
When I mean hands dirty is, if it's a shop floor, please go to the shop floor, see
Mhm.
around what is happening.
Mhm.
If when you are with sales, talk to them, listen to them, hear them out, what it means, how do they sell. When you go, if they are having any exhibitions, visit there, see what the competition is doing, how competition is selling that, or what is being sold by the competition, how they are doing it. See, that it's not just a one formula to say that, okay, you get it. It's about accumulating as much as information, data as much as possible, and then converting it to an information for yourself. So,
Right, I
so
understand.
yeah. So now also, when I'm visiting, I'm in office, I I make sure that at least 15 to 20 minutes I'm on the shop floor.
Very
I
nice.
do nothing. I do nothing. I'm on the shop floor, just talking to everyone who's working there. Oh, what do you do? How do you do this? What you're doing? That small tips helps me to do. And also being someone who's approachable. So if a sales is coming to you, be approachable to them. Don't let them move back from your side. So when they come to you for something, then they talk
Great.
more about the company, more about other things, which will help you to understand the business and develop that business well in this case.
I understand. So we are saying that a young finance professional, apart from the finance job that he or she has to do, has to spend time going out, maybe talking to salespeople, going on the shop floor, understanding the business, and getting the hands dirty. But then, how do they get the time? Where do they find the time to do it? Because finance, as such, the job is, I don't know, is it demanding, not demanding? What?
The time, I say, it's all depends upon you. If
Okay.
I tell you, Amit, tomorrow you need to go for a holiday for 2 days, you would say, no, I'm busy. I have certain appointments to do. But again, I tell you, tomorrow, if your doctor comes to you and says, no, Amit, you need to come, there is something serious, you have to come tomorrow, you will go, right?
Correct.
So it's all a priority. It's all in your mind.
Right. So do the mentors, do they help in setting the priority, or do they help in giving you a direction on how to manage your time? How much, what all help do you does one get from mentors, Ravi?
Okay. Here I can talk about one of my mentors. He's also a very senior lawyer. One thing which I learned from him, he used to say me, Ravi, always keep your desk clean.
Oh, very nice.
Uh, so what that mean was, your regular work should be always completed.
Okay.
So whenever there is something new coming up in the organization, the senior should look up to you to say that, okay, fine, if I give it to Ravi, he will be happy to take it and ready to do that. That's how you get the new job. That's how you get new things to do. That's how you come to, like today, if you are free, if you are always done your work, and you tell your boss, oh, I want to be with the sales in the exhibition, he will say, no, it doesn't matter because you have already done your work in this case. But if you're lagging behind, then he will say, yeah, you're not even done your work. Why do you want to go then in this case? So that's all about how you plan your work and keep everything clean in this case. So that's how keep your desk clean always helps getting new things, learning new things, and that's how you also keep on getting new opportunities with which you can grow for that matter.
I understand.
Like I can also give one example. Like in my Trump, we had one business division which was being coming to India, and the managing director approached me and he said, "Ravi, we do not have anyone in this division to take care of. I want you to make a business case, you do the market study, and prepare the report for me." I said, "See, I have never done this." He said, "I know that you have never done it, but let's start it. I'm there with you." That's how I started with it, and that was the first time I did that job. But I learned it. I learned a lot about how to prepare a business case, how to do a market research, how to get into the competition, how understand the competition. So all this is done only because of one thing. He knew that if a job has been given to him, he has time to do that in this case.
Could you tell us more about it? Because it sounds so interesting. So rather than having the image of a finance professional who just sits on the desk and keeps on doing number crunching, you actually
Mhm.
went out at the market study and made a business plan.
Yes.
So tell us more about it for our viewers in short.
Mhm. Okay. So, the business was medical equipment division, which was part of the Trump. Now it's been sold off. So we wanted to introduce in India, and primarily Trump is into making of CNC machines, so which is a very different division. So I said, okay, fine, let's do it. So we said, okay, fine, let's go into the market. So we connected with internet. Definitely internet helps. So we went with a lot of research in the internet to see what kind of market is in there. We bought a lot of market studies which were there, studied them, and try to make it relevant. Okay, what would be relevance for us? Then, then starting the competition. So there are a lot of big competitors in Indian market like Siemens and all, who are also very big players in this market. Studying their financials, studying their reports in terms of what kind of product they are selling, whom they are selling to, or at what quantity they are selling to, and then trying to gauge, okay, where do our product fit into
Okay.
their product, and then doing the whole mathematics. Okay, where do we start with in India? Which are the hospitals which would be relevant for taking this product? Where they are situated, where our employees should be situated. So a lot of things went into doing that. So learning, but again, a logical way of developing it, it and
Very nice. So
it
see,
happened.
so this is where a marketing strategy. I'm a sales and marketing professional. So we look at marketing data or sales data and then try to figure out one segment of customers which are untouched by the competition, and then try to make a business plan for that. And you did the same thing through crunching the finance numbers of the competition. What are they doing? And and then it's very interesting and very powerful, Ravi. So amazing.
Yeah. So it's all about how you convert the numbers into the information. So that's how we went in and did that thing.
Very nice. So, see, for a young finance professional, we have talked about hard work is very important, consistency, getting into the details, and also you said that apart from the bookish knowledge, which is a given, you also need to have knowledge about the information across the globe, so that you know what is happening around the world, and then you try to fit in into your particular piece of work. So information around the globe, what is happening, or information around you on a macro level, what is happening in the country, on an even bigger macro level, what is happening in the world, how does that fit in into finance?
Um, for example, now I tell you, it's like how the Middle East war, which is affecting everyone in this case, especially whenever the material is flowing across the globe in a shipping lines. So now all the shipping lines costs have increased. The material is getting delayed. So now, as a CFO, I really need to look into it to see that okay, my margins are going up. So what it means when here. So for example, when we started this year, we were targeting that we would reduce our inventory levels to a certain thing. But now, looking at this situation, we thought, no, this decision is wrong. We don't want to reduce our inventory. We at the country level, our inventory should be going high, because if there is a delay in shipping and the cost of shipping is high, we should bring in more bulk shipments with a reduced cost and increase the inventory. and support the customer and support the industry there so that we don't go out of the market, especially. And with that, we also then we go back and say, oh, we also need money to fund it. So that's how the whole process starts. So one activity, one thing which happens globally changes our whole decision and whole activity in the finance itself in that case. So being aware of that helps us. Now, being in APAC region, I have multiple countries.
Mm-hmm.
Every country is behaving differently.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I tell you, in China, the market is very different right now. It's some of these sectors are booming up in this case. This and that is because of the war. I cannot tell you in detail, but it's because of the war that is booming up in this case. See how things shape, things are changing, and if you as a finance don't know about these things, you will not be able to rightly see. Okay, you can say, oh, sales is increasing, but why? We don't know.
Very nice. Very nice. See, it gives me an example. So one of when I was working as an area sales manager in one of the companies. So I mean, I can it resonates with me. That's why I'm sharing this because looking at the past, unless you do that,
Mhm.
sometimes salespeople don't know why they're getting the sales, and it's
Mhm.
and that there is a big hole right in front of them because the thing which was helping them get sales may not be there in future and they don't plan for it. So it's only like a finance professional who can look at the bigger picture can guide them. I mean,
Mhm.
I've experienced this myself in my own career. So this is very, very powerful. So see, so finance professionals nowadays don't just sit in their ivory tower, don't just sit in their cabin. They are synchronized with all the other departments, with sales, with legal, with operations, and they work hand to hand with them.
Yes, yes, true.
Okay, so over the course of your journey, Ravi, some interesting challenges that you faced and how did you overcome them, which have helped you become a CFO?
Okay, I would give you a quote from or yeah, um, talk about a situation where in my previous organization which we faced. So BNR is into automation. So we make automation product like PLCs, drives, and systems, which are being sold to machine manufacturers. And you name any machine, and they are there in that machine, I would say. So, uh, and as you know, after the COVID, there was a huge chip crisis
Correct.
across the globe,
Correct.
and we were also hit by that chip crisis.
Correct.
And in PNR, my role was not just finance; I was also the operations manager in that
Okay.
case.
Okay.
So, so we were in a situation where our demand was like 100, and we were getting from our factory, which was in Europe, only 20, 25, or 30 in that case. So now, how do we manage that? How do we manage our customers? So me and my managing director, our regional director, we sat together and we said, okay, how do we handle this? I said, okay, fine. Let me be front face for the organization. I will talk to the customer. I will try to calm them. I will try to talk to them. I will tell them what is happening, what is not happening, and try to manage it and see how best we can help them in this case. And if it escalates, it comes to you, and you talk to the new customers who are coming in, so that we save our future also. Because in this situation, we may lose some customers in that case. And that's how we started. And during those days, every day I used to have at least 4 to 5 customer meetings where customers used to only shout at me. And the first reaction of the customer was, why CFO is coming to for a meeting when we are talking of delivery? I said, I'm there to help you. I'm there to help you. I'm there to listen to you. Let me talk to you. I will talk to you. I will listen to you. And wherever possible, I'll support you. That's how we started with. And I was able to connect with very big customers across India, talk to them, understand them, and see what is happening at their shop floor, what is happening at our warehouse, trying to just mismatch things and solve their problems by any way what we could do. Like for me, I don't know anything about this drives and all. So I used to be there. Then at that time, I used to be in the warehouse mainly at least 2 or 3 days in a 2 days, at least 2 days in a week in warehouse to see what is happening because uh, that was the battleground from where we were running the company. So I used to see what is coming in, what is going out, and even like small examples like we were even given cables, so the customer demand was for 5 meter cable and I could see there's a stock of 10 meter cable lying around. So I said, oh, why don't we give this if it works for the customer without any increase in price, but the customer stays with us, and it worked.
Very nice.
So small things, but so a lot of things we could do at that time. And during this crisis we grew by at least 30-40%.
Very nice. Very nice. See, because the same problem the customer would be facing from other vendors also, from other
Yes,
suppliers also, but they
yes.
were maybe not as proactive as you were in trying
Mm,
to help their problem. See, but one thing which is standing out, Ravi, is never shying away from challenges. Because being a
yes.
finance professional, you saw a challenge where you had to do client servicing. This is called client servicing, that you're not able to deliver on time because of various factors. But you never shied away from that. You never, and you yourself proposed to your CEO that I'll go and handle this. And you just support me in case anything goes. This is so powerful. So, never shying away from challenges. How important is that? Taking up challenges or welcoming challenges. How important is that for one's career growth in the corporate world, Ravi?
It's a very important. See, if you till the time you do not face, you don't see it. And I can tell you, whatever I have only spoken of the good parts of me. I have also failed in many things, but it's normally and what I have learned is it's good to fail also.
Would you like to give some
But
examples, Ravi? Because see, everybody talks about success. Very
yeah,
few people talk about their failures. And you are saying
mhm.
that failure is good. So how did you fail? When did you fail? And how was it good? What did you learn from it? And how did you become better?
First thing is I didn't qualify chartered accountancy in first attempt. In my CA in Inter, I failed 6 times. After the sixth attempt, I have qualified my chartered
Don't tell
accountancy.
me.
Second means my Inter. Final, I had cleared it in the first attempt. So, but this 6 attempts of mine in Inter helped me understand the concept very well, and I have studied less in final than in my Inters, I would say, and have not dedicated, and I was able to give more time to my office than to my studies because of that failures, and that helped me to be a more better chartered accountant, I can say.
Very nice.
So that is one failure which definitely helped me to grow in this organized way, in that case, I would say.
This is so very courageous of you, Ravi, because see, this is again so very powerful. So, youngsters who might be listening to this podcast, see, they may have failed multiple times, or they maybe God forbid, but everybody is going to fail in future also. So, this kind of a feedback that even a CFO working in a MNC company who's handling the entire Asia Pacific, he failed 6 times in one attempt in one thing. This is so very powerful. But then, how did you manage the surroundings? Because in the world that we live in, youngsters they are judged every minute, every day.
Mhm.
Because there is social media, and so how did you manage your surroundings, the relatives, and who would ask what is your boy doing to your parents? And acha, he's still doing CA, he still hasn't qualified. How were you able to survive that and still focus on studying, on not giving up?
uh, Thanks to my parents, they never questioned me. I
Very
think
nice, very
they
nice.
never questioned me that okay, you are failing, what will you do? They never questioned me, so thanks to that. And believe me, one thing I have learned during my whole journey in my life is, for me, only my parents are important. What they say is important. Rest, what they talk is nonsense for me.
Correct.
I don't care about it. So if when I become success, they are happy about it and they talk good about me. When I'm failure, they talk bad about me. So I think it's if a message I have to give to every chartered account or any students we're doing, I think uh, you should go back to your parents. What they say is matters the most. Others are just a talk. You take it or forget it. It's up to you, but
Correct.
don't get bothered about it. Like even to my juniors or my colleagues, whenever I do the appraisal, I just tell them, okay, I'm taking your appraisal this time. I'm telling you, but you have a big appraisal. You need to go back home, talk to your family, talk to them, and tell them, ask them, how was my previous year? How have I been at home in last year? If that appraisal is bad, then my appraisal, good or bad, doesn't matter.
Very nice.
So it starts with family. So your family, if you're having a right feedback from your family, I think it's good enough. Then uh, what what anyone else says, I think it's
It doesn't matter. Very nice. See,
doesn't
I want
matter.
to talk to you about you have worked in so many different kinds of companies. You have worked with a CA as an article. You have worked with a startup. You have worked in an Indian company. You have worked in a multinational company. You are still working in a multinational company. So I want to talk about how to manage stakeholders in each of these companies because that is also a very important stepping stone. Learning how to manage stakeholders on one's career journey. But before that, so we were talking about the challenges, interesting challenges that you face, like client servicing. You did client servicing and you came out with innovative solutions of if this is 10-meter cable is in stock, why don't you supply it to a customer looking for 5-meter cable? Any more such interesting challenges? Because I'm sure my viewers, my listeners would be more interested in these real life stories than anything else.
Uh, okay, I'm just losing
Anything
my
which comes to
words.
mind with any of other companies. In case you cannot share, then it's okay. Because of I understand because everything cannot be shared because some experiences they are they should not be shared in the company's uh,
Mhm.
what do you call legality. But apart from that, in case you can share, it would be our pleasure, Ravi. Okay, we'll come back to that. So
We'll back to that later. Maybe
yeah, we'll come back to that. All right. So see, working in a startup, how is it different from working with a CA? How is that different from working for an Indian company and then working for a MNC company? So what are the different challenges and how to get your job done in each of these three, four different kind of experiences, Ravi?
uh, I would say all are very very different. A chartered accountant firm, a startup, Indian startup, an Indian company, to a multinational company. Uh, Again, in a multinational company, a listed company, or multinational family-owned companies. So there the equations are very, very different in all such scenarios. So to start with, as a chartered accountant, it's mainly again 1% driven or 2% or 3% driven. So it's individual person who is running the show or it's the partners who are running the show. So I think for an article, see, you need to understand and see it from their perspective. How do they see you? They see you just like a resource.
Correct.
Okay, a good resource. They are paying you very minimum, but you are also a liability to them. In somewhere a liability. I'm using a very negative word, but okay, maybe liability. I sorry for liability, but they don't see you as a right guy in terms of who will do everything for them. And
No, I
in the
understand
end,
because an article is somebody that the organization has to spend time on training. I
yes,
have to
yes,
do my own work, and but I have to also train somebody junior and who may not be that intelligent or who may not be that knowledgeable. So I have to
yeah,
explain the entire concept. So in that way, I understand the point of
yeah,
view that
yeah,
people may not welcome having articles, having
yeah,
dealing with articles. So I
yeah.
understand that.
So in that case, you need to understand the pain of the partner or pain of the proprietor and touch upon that and solve his problem. So you need to be a problem solver. You need to be a go-to person to him to say, and okay, fine, you give me a work reliably, whatever I know, I can do that. I will be doing it. So giving 100%, being his trusted partner, I think that's how you start your journey with, and you start delivering the thing. Do not overcome it. Do not be over smart. If you don't know, don't know. That's
Very
the basic rule. Uh, Ask right questions. Like before I went to a person to I would prepare questions myself, saying that okay, fine, this is what I need to ask. Oh, when I write the answer questions, maybe out of 10, 5, I myself get the answers to it. So I don't irritate him by 10 questions. I irritate him by just 5 questions and relevant questions. And when relevant questions are asked, he also appreciates and gets back to you in a right manner in that case. So that's how I think as an article, you really need to understand the basics of what you are doing, ask the right questions, approach, and be a guy who is always doing the right thing. I would say, even if you're doing even if the results are wrong, but you still do the right thing. That's very important. It doesn't matter the results are. Uh, it's like you're making a balance sheet. It doesn't tally. Doesn't matter. But your approach and your way to it was correct. That is very important. And you have given your 100%. That should be shown there in that case. So that's how you work in that CA environment in this case. When it comes to startup, I think startup is a very different ball game. And I had a very small experience of just 6 months with the startups. And frankly, I didn't like that whole setup, if you ask me. And I was not too comfortable with how they worked in. And it's like you running your own company. You have to wear multiple caps. You're always running around. You are with the investors pitching in. You are with the customers. You are with the operations because everything is hodgepodge. It's like COVID-like situation where you don't know what the ultimate goal is there. You need to kill the COVID, but how do you do it? When do you do it? You don't know, but you have to do a lot. So it's a very chaotic situation. I would not be the right person to guide someone to say that how to handle that situation at all in
I
this case.
understand.
And then when coming to a bigger MNCs, multinationals, and I have a privilege of working mainly with European companies, so I can talk more on the European companies. Uh, there, I think the culture matters. So, okay, from a when you are a chartered accountant, your basics are correct. I assume your basics are correct. I don't need to explain you debit credit, or I don't need to explain you the provisions and the tax related matters. Those are inbuilt in you and that would be there with you. But you need to understand the uh, uh, cultural perspective of it. What is right? Like for a European, they are very straightforward. This is there, this is there. You cannot go round and round with it in this case. So this is not at all okay. If something is there, something is there. Second is commitments. When we need to commit, we have to be on that commitment. Like if you have seen me when we started this call, uh, the call was scheduled at 5. I was there at 4:58.
Very nice.
So this is very important. And in the APAC region, like with Japanese, if I join the call at 5, they will politely tell me, "Thank you for coming on time." So this is how you need to understand the cultural perspective of it and be part of it. I think the basics are already there, but understanding the cultural aspects of each organization and each area where you work in is very, very important. Like when you are in Thailand, you don't shake hands. You
Oh,
say
okay. Okay.
you do this. So
Okay.
small thing, but it matters. When you do that, it people immediately connects with you.
I understand. I understand.
So that is very important from a multinational company handling cultural team, multicultural or multi-country aspects to it. It matters that you also understand the cultural thing from their side.
I understand. So see what is coming out apparently very apparent or very powerful is doing your homework. So even if you're an article, you write down those questions that you need to ask, how many you can answer yourself or how many you can find the answers yourself. Then if you're working in an MNC company, then understanding the cultural nuances, being mindful of that. So
Mhm.
being prepared, like
Yes.
being early on time. So doing your homework again is a very powerful lesson which our viewers can maybe learn from this. Another thing I wanted to ask is Ravi. how should a young finance professional plan his or her career? Should it be like that first 2, 3 years, I need to do this, first 5 years, this is my goal, and then 5 to 10 years, this is what I should be doing? Can you share some thoughts on that?
Uh, so I think first one needs to decide which area he would like to go in for. If he really wants to be in a consulting field, or he really wants to go into a corporate field in this case.
Are you talking
So,
about mergers and acquisitions or something? I mean,
no,
different areas as in different.
no, like a chartered accountant, when he qualifies, he says, no, I don't want to join a corporate job and I want to be start my own
Oh, okay.
practice.
I understand.
So it all depends upon, and that's he needs to decide and say that,
How
okay.
does
And
one
then
decide? How does one decide whether I want to have my own practice or I want to join a corporate? How does one decide? What are the parameters, or is it inborn or temperament or something?
I think it's the hunger. It's simple
Oh,
hunger, and I think it's also depends upon your inclination towards it, and what you have seen across. Like some have a very good base of someone in your family is already there, a chartered accountant. And you want
mhm.
to join him or her in that case, or okay, I belong to a place where there are very few chartered accountants. If I start my practicing there, there
Mhm.
are a lot of opportunities which is there, which I can tap in and
Mhm.
help myself. Or if you say, okay, I have few connections, I can join a big consulting firms like Big Fours or any other. uh, there are a lot of Indian firms also, good firms in India. I can join them, be a part of consultancy, because I don't want to just stick to one industry or one area, but I would like to love to be a part of audit, where I move across the industry and do lot many. So that's all again depends upon lot many factors to it. So for the person to decide.
Okay. See, anyway, this topic of this podcast is finance to CFO. So let's
Yeah,
stick to corporate job only.
prospects. Yeah.
First
So
5 years, please your some thoughts on how to plan one's career in a corporate job, Ravi.
yeah. So in a corporate job, I would say you first get into try to target the right industry, right companies in across India. There are multiple companies. There are a lot of good Indian companies. There are a lot of good multinational companies. So you just don't uh, take what comes to your pot in that case, I would say. Instead of go and hunt for the company where you want to be by doing some your homework into it and attracting those companies to yourself and being part of it. In this case, even if you have to do a small job there, it's okay. So
Okay.
that it doesn't matter, because in a good organization you will also grow accordingly in that case. So
Okay.
your start is very important, that you choose the right company and be part of it. There, it doesn't matter what position you are in or what job you are doing. I think then it's up to you how you build up. Then it's like your performance, it would matter. Like I said earlier, keeping your table clean. So once you are part of a team, you are doing certain tasks, you're always available for additional tasks, you keep getting new things to do. And in a bigger organization and in a big good organizations, काम की कमी नहीं है, I can say. There are a lot of things which is always keep happening. And then and when senior people sees you like someone who is ready to do something, they keep on giving you also in that case. Like for your example, you in your office, you see someone who's always ready to do something and he always delivers you. Something comes to your mind, or when you are in trouble, you will only remember that guy name first.
Correct.
You will say, oh, isko bula lete hain, he will do that thing. So
Correct.
that's how you step up in the ladder, by saying that, okay, this is the guy who does things rightly, and he's ready to do it and ready to support. Maybe you are not always able to deliver, but at least that's how you build up your career in that case, saying that. And that's how, see, when you are more visible, when your work is more visible, definitely with your work, you also grow in your position, your uh, monetary terms, everything grows in that fashion then.
Correct.
So
Just
that's how the career should be. The first 5 year, do not see what you are doing it. I would say, don't focus on, okay, I really need to do only mergers and acquisition. No, nothing. If it's a basic accounting, show your uh, thing or show your charm into it, that okay, fine, this accounting done by him is extraordinary. Like my one of my mentor used to say, if you need to sweep the floor, sweep it in that way that it shows that okay, Ravi has done it.
Very nice.
So so your quality shows in whatever small things you do, so that when someone comes in, he knows, okay, this is the quality which you bring in. If I give you this, then anything else, then you will also bring in that quality. That's how it goes
Before,
in.
so before we move forward, the biggest learning coming across is that create a brand image. So even
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you have to do small things, do it in the best way possible. Do not shy away from it. And this is how you will make a brand name for yourself that this guy is dependable and he delivers or she delivers. Very
Yes.
powerful. Please go on, Ravi. These are so very powerful insights.
Yeah, so that's how you would develop yourself, and I'm sure then you don't need to ask for the promotion or ask for new job. I don't think so. You will always get good things to do in your life and always get the promotions.
So before moving ahead, see again, one doubt which is coming to my mind is today we live in the world of connectivity. And
Hmm.
the peer pressure is so much. For example, when I graduated, at that time social media wasn't very powerful. So we would not meet our friends regularly or our classmates, but whenever we would meet in the initial first few years, the discussion would be that so and so has got a package of so much money. And look at us, we are still at that, such a small package. And now this thing has multiplied tenfold because of social media and everybody advertises. So, but
Hmm.
the important aspect of what you said is that focus on creating a good brand image. Don't run after money. Money will come anyway if you create a good brand image.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. So please go on.
Yeah, that's very very true. I can tell you, I have my few of my people in my family who also have done pretty well in the other field, and I gave them the similar advice to them, and now they are doing pretty good. And initially, they just started with peanuts, I would say. And that time, I was like, okay, no, nothing. It doesn't matter. Let them create it. I can quote you. My one of my niece. She's an intern in Bangalore. She's doing an internship. She's getting 20,000. She's paying 20,000 as a fee for her PG. So my brother asked me, "Is it okay?" I said, "No, it's perfectly fine. Let her do it. Let her do the job. Let her create. She will learn a lot, and when a time comes for her to earn, then definitely she will earn. But now is not the time for her to earn right now. It's time for her to learn and create something. And once that legacy or something is created, I'm sure money will follow to that. So I think the approach should be create your image, as you rightly said, create your image, create a brand, then money will follow, rather than first following the money, then the brand would never come.
So this is the for the first 5 years, this is what a person should do. Now
Yeah.
let's see after the 5 year experience, what is
Mhm.
the or around that time when you are about to reach the mid level, then how do they plan their career? What are the things that as a finance professional they should be mindful of?
I can tell you, see, after 5 years, even my 20 years, I have been from 5 years to 15 years, I've kept my formula same.
Okay.
Like someone who is approachable, who is a problem solver to anyone in the organization. So it's like uh, either be a CEO to uh, just a sales guy, a newly joined sales guy. He should be like, okay, if I approach Ravi, he will solve the problem for me. I think this, if you create certain things and be part of that, nothing like that.
Okay, so what I understand is at the start of your career, be a problem solver for everybody because everybody would be your senior. And
Yeah.
after the 5 years, be a problem solver not only for your seniors but also for your juniors. So even a
Yes.
new joinee who's coming with a problem, help be approachable and help them by solving their problems.
Yes. Like for example, now a sales guy is stuck with this customer, and he's having some issue with the delivery term, and he says that the customer is not agreeing to a particular delivery term. What should I do? Talk to him, explain him different delivery terms, tell him, okay, these are the options available. You can talk to the customer but with this delivery term, or maybe you add a price, increase your price with this and say, okay, I give you free delivery, different kind of things, just a basic things, give it to him, and able to, if he's able to solve it, you are his
Good
superstar for that
decision.
matter.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
definitely. And after the 15 years experience, any change in this approach? Any other things that one needs to be conscious about, Ravi?
Mm, I think no, this concept has always helped me. So
Okay.
I
Okay.
have
So
not changed it.
for people with 10, 15 years experience, they are mostly directly connected with the senior stakeholders, with the CEOs or
Mm,
other department heads. So how important is learning stakeholder management and managing senior people?
yeah, so it is important. Again, see the dynamics changes. So when you are dealing with a sales guy, then he again, everyone has different problem statements, I would say. So even with the stakeholders, their perspective is different and their problem statement is different. So good to understand their problem.
Okay.
Again, be a problem solver to them in this case.
Very nice.
And I my mentor used to always say me that okay, Ravi, it's good you guess me. So you should guess that what is coming next week for you in terms of the work. So you prepare yourself. That's how you grow in this organization.
Very nice.
So being prepared with all the things. So and like okay, if you hear something, like keeping your ears, eyes, nose, everything open every time, it also helps, because sometimes you hear something, oh, this something means it's coming after 2 weeks, something is coming in for you.
Very
Prepare
nice.
yourself.
Very nice.
And
And
then when you go to any meeting with that preparation, I think then you can always nail it out.
very nice. So having that hand on the pulse internally on what is happening within the organization and having a pulse on what is happening outside. For example, the wars or
Yeah.
the global changes or and how are they going to affect the financials of the company, internal and external. Having knowledge or having hand on the pulse, finger on the pulse of both of them is very powerful.
Yes.
Very
Like
nice.
I give you example.
Yeah, please.
I don't drive. Sorry, I'm not. I don't drive car. Uh, but I'm sure you must be driving car.
Correct.
Must have. You might have driven the car today
Correct.
from your home to office.
Correct.
But can you tell me how many times you changed your gear?
No, I cannot tell you. I don't remember.
So that's there. What I say, it's like when we do our work, we do unconsciously a lot many things. You
Correct.
just be conscious and do whatever you are doing. You see what is happening around you. Everything is there. Every knowledge is there. Every news is there. But
So,
just be
so
conscious about it.
Ravi,
And
to interrupt you. So you are saying that a finance professional or a successful finance professional is like Sherlock Holmes because this resonates from the Sherlock Holmes stories because he tells Watson that how many stairs were there when you climbed up the first floor, and Watson says I don't know, but he says that there are 17 stairs. This is so very powerful, so very
yeah,
powerful.
yeah. So
Yeah,
you have to be conscious on that. Into whatever you do, you have to be conscious, and whatever is going around, you have to be conscious. Like I may ask my junior to prepare a report. He can prepare a report and give it to me, but he needs to think why I asked him to prepare that report, what it means, and what could be the implications for that. And accordingly, if he adds something to it, he's a star for me then.
very nice, very powerful.
But now with AI, I can also ask AI to prepare a report for me. But that something on the layer cannot be added by AI, which I'm sure that can only be done by the human who's there.
Right, so we have come almost to an end to the end. It's almost an hour.
Mhm.
In fact, more than an hour since we connected, Ravi. So one final question. You look so fit. So, and finance professionals, they're mostly sitting on their desk. Unlike you said that you also go out, finance professionals nowadays also go out on sales calls and to the shop floor. And so they are not always sitting on their chair. But how do you keep yourself so fit? And why, or why is it so important to be fit in today's world? And how do you keep yourself so fit?
Okay. For my fitness, I say thanks to my two daughters. They keep me on my toes always. I don't do any gym or anything, but I'm always with them, playing around with them. So that keeps me fit both mentally and physically. So that's thanks to them. But coming to your question, how important it is, it's very, very important. It's very, very important. And this is what I have also learned working in MNCs, that your mental, your physical health or the mental health is more important than the work what we do. So my advice to everyone would be also to please take care of yourself. Please take care of because you are the one who is there for the family. I think that's again I come back to your appraisal thing. Like when we say if you are doing good in office but always sick and not doing good at home, doesn't work in that case. So you have to be all rounder in that case. So definitely be a family person. Being family, then it also helps you perform your job. Like if you have a if you have something wrong at your family, and you're not mentally having peace, then I'm sure you will also not be able to perform in your office. So that is also very important to balance it out and maintain it. And then having this fitness within you, whatever you do, it's be listening to music or whatever you do, what suits you. There is no standard answers to that. Okay, you need to run this many kilometers, no, nothing like that. But whatever suits you is more important. Do that and be fit, and be fit for not for yourself but for the family, I would say, at least.
Very part. The why to do it. So on that note, thanks Ravi. It has been more than
Thank
an
you.
hour since we connected. It has been a pleasure, and there have been so many insights. I'm sure finance professionals of all ages would love to listen to this. Thanks for giving us time. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Amit. Thank you, Amit, for inviting me. This is my first podcast. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you.